Hello. Welcome to Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. I can't believe it. It has been a whirlwind week over here. There has been so much going on, and I'm just swimming, but things are going really well, and getting a lot done and getting ready for next week. There are two things this week: launching the new Deer Mother class, Way of the Deer, in the Goddess Temple app. That'll be a class that is free for Mandala members of the app, and we'll be launching it tomorrow. It's been a lot of fun to put those together. It's involved going out into the high desert and harvesting herbs. It's involved making holy waters, blessing candles, all my favorite magical kinds of things. So I wish for each and every one of you today the ability to do your magic. And today we are holding in our hearts two people who are currently in the hospital struggling. We're going to be holding Richard, father of Lisa, who has been struck with a debilitating condition that now has him confined to a hospital bed. And we're also holding Hugo, who was recovering from COVID and then had a sudden resurgence and now is back in the hospital. He's the son of Albertine. So we're going to hold these folks and anyone else who is struggling, suffering, ill, or on the brink today in our practice. And let's call upon the Deer Mother for purification of all that ails us individually and collectively. When the Deer Mother ascends the mountain, victorious in her splendor, she brings with her the elixir of the forest. With precious incense, fragrant and sweetly scented, the mountain is purified, the forest is purified, the waters are purified, the animals are purified, the deities are purified, the spirits are purified, the ancestors are purified, our families are purified, our children are purified, our homes are purified, our friends are all purified, our bodies are purified, obstacles removed, wounds are healed, good words are spoken. All around us is purified, is purified, is purified. Let's see what our message is today. Yesterday, we were with the butterfly and transformation. just find these cards so exciting. They're so pretty, and I love the texture of them. Oh, marvelous. Today's card is Citrine. Really beautiful friend from the Stone Kingdom. The citrine has the capacity to cleanse all other stones near it. So let's see what our authors of the Field Guide deck have to say about citrine. A delicious shot of truth serum has your name on it. Let confusion and tentative steps fall by the wayside. Identify and evaporate the drags. Fill gaps with warmth and good company. Get your dreams ready for their debut. And the keywords for this card are purification, sorting out, reflection, concentration, lightning, courage. Now that's interesting because yesterday, let me just see if I'm not mistaken. With the butterfly, lightness was one of the keywords. With citrine, it's lightening. And it doesn't seem to mean lightening because it has an E in it. It seems to mean lightening, as in lifting. Courage, confidence, and sharing. I'm so excited. This is a fantastic card. I think we all need this card. We need citrine for the world. Citrine, if you place it in a bag with other stones, will cleanse all of those stones. Citrine itself never needs cleansing, although I still do cleanse mine from time to time. Citrine brings wealth, not mentioned in this book, but also true, is a stone of attraction of resources. So if you have a piece of citrine, today would be a good day to get it out and put it on your altar. The other thing, though, that I'm getting from our description here, I loved this. Let confusion and tentative steps fall by the wayside. You know, in these precarious times, so many of us feel like it's impossible to feel good about things. Even good things are difficult to feel good about because there's just this underpinning of loss and grief and sorrow. And my friends, we will be processing that loss, grief, and sorrow for years to come. Just like any period of grief, we are going to have a period of grief about what has happened this year. We are not even in the grieving stages yet. Right now, we are still in the experiencing stages of this phenomenon that we are going through, of pandemic and really everything else that's happened this year. So to think ourselves beyond the grieving stage or even in the grieving stage is premature, in my humble opinion. I think instead, what we now need to be thinking about is as that grief rolls in and as over the next months and years, we contemplate the legacies of 2020. We are going to need lightness and light expressions of our dreams to be a balm for the grieving that we're going to need to do. And the grieving that we're going to need to do, just like when you're grieving the loss of someone important in your life or the loss of a situation, circumstance, or condition of your life, just the same way as when you're grieving for that, you know, you still can laugh sometimes. You can still find something that'll make you smile. You can still have those moments of respite and ease. And the citrine card today is reminding me to remind you to pay attention to those moments of respite and ease because you need them We all need them. You are allowed to feel happy when you feel happy, because the grief will be there when it's time to process the next wave of it. And we should take the victories where they come with a lot of gratitude. So let's attract our victories today with this citrine. Get out there, put on your citrine ring, put on your citrine earrings, get that piece of citrine, put it on your altar, and let's go ahead and focus today on absolutely manifesting every possible joy so that we have a balm to all of the heaviness that's happening. It doesn't mean to ignore the happiness. It means that when lightness comes in, don't turn it away out of a misbegotten sense of survivor's guilt. We have to cope with the survivor's guilt, we who are here now. And we will do it through allowing some lightness along with the grieving. So that's our short bit for today. If that's what you're here for, thank you so much for coming. And if you want to continue today with Kuan Yin practice, let's dive in with 3 prostrations before the shrine. And let's take refuge. Namo Guru Be. I take refuge in the inner teacher. Namo Buddhaye. I take refuge in the great mother of compassion. Namo Dharmaye. I take refuge in the wisdom of the ages. Namo Sanghaye. I take refuge in the community of practitioners. And let's set our intention and today, remembering that we're holding Richard and his daughter Lisa and Hugo and his mother Albertine. And let's recite the 4 immeasurables. May I be a source of loving kindness in this world and all worlds, bringing a generous heart to all my thoughts and doings. May I be a vehicle of compassion in this world and all worlds, ever mindful and aware of the tremendous suffering of others. May I be a brimming vessel of joy in this world and all worlds, delighting in the happiness of others as their suffering is alleviated. May I be a balance point of equanimity in this world and all worlds, seeing all as equals and all as deserving of goodness. I light this candle as a symbol of the enlightening Dharma way. May it shine brightly for the benefit of all beings. I light this incense as an offering to Guan Shi Yin, she who hears the cries of the world, mother of all. It's interesting. They're all burning to just like here, this like little 1-inch piece left. Maybe there's not enough air. Try that better. Omahum. 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 Reverently I prostrate with my body, speech, and mind, and present clouds of every type of offering, actual and virtual. I confess all my destructive actions accumulated since beginningless time, and rejoice in the meditation of all holy and ordinary beings. Please, Guan Yin, remain until the end of samsaric existence, and turn the wheel of Dharma for sentient beings. I dedicate my own merits and those of others to the great enlightenment. And 108 recitations now of Namo Guan Shi Yin Pusa as we awaken the compassion of Guan Yin within our own hearts and prepare to send it out into the world. Namo Guan Shi Yin Pusa, 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 Namo Guan Shi Yin Pusa. Namo Guan Shi Yin Pusa, 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 Namo Guan Shi Yin Pusa. Namo Guan Shi Yin Pusa, 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 Namo Quan Shi Yin Pu Sa. 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 Namo Quan Shi Yin Pusa. 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 Whatever actions you engage in, do not do anything non-dharmic that fails to become the accumulation of merit and wisdom. Do not desire anything other than omniscient Buddhahood and benefiting sentient beings. Do not be attached to anything. Attachment itself is the root of bondage. Do not criticize other teachings and do not disparage people. All the teachings are ultimately indivisible, like the taste of salt. Do not criticize any of the higher or lower vehicles. They are identical in being the path to be journeyed, just like the steps on a staircase. You cannot know another person unless you can perceive with super knowledge, so do not criticize others. In general, all sentient beings are by their very nature spontaneously perfect Buddhas. They possess the essence of enlightenment. Do not examine other people's faults or delusions. Do not examine the limitations of others. Examine how you can change your own. Do not examine the shortcomings of others, but examine your own shortcomings. The greatest of evils is to hold religious prejudice and to criticize other people without knowing their mind. So give up prejudice as if it were poison. Powerful, powerful prayer during these times. And we're going to be saying this prayer for the rest of this month, and then in January we're going to start a new one. I haven't decided yet if this prayer is going to change month by month or if it's going to change quarter by quarter or if I'm going to do it for a year. I'm going to wait and see what the next prayer is, and then we're going to go from there. When we are trying to cleanse and purify, like the citrine, our obscurations, that is anything that stands in the way of us expressing our Buddha nature in the world, our divine nature in the world, we encounter mirrors in the world around us that show us the very things that we don't like about ourselves. We might see something like, oh, that person is just so egotistical. But who's saying that? It's our own ego saying that. We might look at somebody and be like, oh, she thinks she's all that. Who's saying that? The one who thinks she's all that is saying that. We might feel like we need to project our problems onto somebody else. Well, you didn't do what I wanted you to do. Well, who's saying that? The selfish one who thinks people should do what she wants. Hard to purify those obscurations in ourselves, much less take on anyone else's. So let's not take on anyone else's today. Let's just purify our own. 108 recitations now of Om Mani Padme Hum. And we're going to send our heart light out into the world, especially to Richard and Hugo, but to anyone who's in need of comfort in their hour of suffering. Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Om Mani Padme Hum. 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 And let's give thanks for our teachers. May all of my blessed teachers enjoy long, happy, healthy, productive lives and great support for their good works. May all beings benefit from their wisdom. May they enjoy a swift and happy rebirth. And long life prayer for Lamadechin Yeshe Wangmo. Om Sosti. Through the powerful blessings of the immortal Pema Jungye and his consort, may the three secret qualities of the Dakini of Supreme Bliss Yeshe Wangmo be utterly stable, and may the light of her activities shine on the lotus groves of the teachings and of beings, so that they blossom in radiant splendor. And let's dedicate the merit. May the merit of this practice and all of my activities be of endless benefit to all beings in all realms, beginningless and continuous. May all obstacles be overcome and suffering cease at the sound of liberation. May all beings be free from suffering and its causes. May all beings have happiness and its causes. May we carry the essence of Guanyin in our hearts. Namo Guanxin Pusa. And we close with a bow to Guanyin, a bow to one another. Thank you, Josai. And a bow to the inner teacher. And don't forget to drop your counts in the comments. And I will look forward to being back here with you tomorrow. And today we're going to get out there and we're going to have some sense of joy in whatever joy comes our way. And we're not going to feel guilty about it. We're going to let ourselves feel that joy as the antidote to the necessary grieving and sorrowing that we've all been doing as part of this year's events. And instead of having that survivor's guilt clamped down on our hearts, we're going to instead recognize the survivor's guilt as one manifestation of grief and recognize that joy is allowed to coexist with it. If we can do that today, we're going to have such a better day. I wish you all well, and I'll be back tomorrow. And I see we've got some 108s. Thank you. Bye.